Somos familia.
I meant to thank Danzante and Jenny, your local Campa. Thank you so much for offering your dances. It was beautiful to dance with you all and do what we do in ceremony, which is we all come together from different ways of dancing, different pasos, and dancing together as one corazón, as one community. So thank you.
Jenny, tell me how did you get started with how did you find out about this exhibit in the first place?
So I went to San Diego to El Centro Cultural de la Raza.
Okay.
Is it de la Raza or Centro Chicano? I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
In San Diego, the water tank.
Yeah, in the Balboa Park.
Yeah.
It's Centro Cultural
de la Raza.
I
Okay.
think, yeah.
And so I saw the exhibit and I was so moved. I've never seen anything like it before. There is nothing like it that exists.
So
like
this exhibit was in San Diego.
It premiered there at El Centro, and I went down to go see it.
Okay.
And then they were there. I don't know if I went to the opening, but they were there at the exhibit, and so I congratulated them and I said, "Would you be willing to bring this exhibit to my campus?"
To bring it to campus.
So then I was trying to do it a couple years ago, but they were doing the construction in the library. And so it was kind of a weird time. So I was working with Teresa, and this happened to be, it all worked out to do it now.
Right. Now, did the curators, who are the curators of the exhibit? Tell me
Mario
about them.
Aguilar, Dr. Mario Aguilar, and so he wrote a dissertation on danza, and was instrumental in helping me as well when I was writing my dissertation.
Oh, really? Was he one of the early dissertations on the topic?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, probably the first. But also, I don't think he knows this, but we actually studied Nahuatl at the same school in Zacatecas, and so we have the same Nahuatl teacher. But,
oh, wow. But you weren't there at the same time?
No, he was there before I had gone to the same school. And so I read his dissertation. It was instrumental in helping develop my own dissertation as well, thinking through what he was writing about.
Yeah.
Mine is different, but it's I learned a lot. And then so he was he lived it. He was there when danza came to San Diego. And so I have a lot of respect for his archives and the history that he lived.
The photos are amazing. I was looking at the protest on the wall on the U.S.-Mexico border, on the actual San Isidro with the Carter curtain. I was like, wow. So they were involved in some of the 1960s and 70s protests.
And there's an image of the intertribal Indian ceremonial in New Mexico, and this was one of the earliest moments where danza was beginning to build bridges with a lot of different Native communities. So now when you go to powwows, you see danza, but this was, and I think there was that early moment of establishing relationships as part of our intercontinental history.
And what year was that, the intertribal?
And this was in the 70s.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I think that we've always been in conversation, in relationship to Native people throughout the U.S. And so I think he shows that how those beginnings of those relationships started.
Right. That's so cool.
Yeah, and it's a part of history that I don't think people know about or take into account, that this was a moment of indigenous unity. Yeah. And that's what it's always been.
Right.
And deep respect for other traditions and learning from each other. A lot of Chicanos, because before danza or maybe didn't have access to danza, they turned to other Native communities for knowledge or for learning.
Right.
And so
you see sweat lodges.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's a whole history. There's folks, in the Bay Area, that there were a lot of elders that came through in the Bay Area, and so a lot of Chicanos were interacting with those elders and learning from different ways. And so that's how they were invited into the sun dance. And there's a lot of Chicanos that were sun dancers, Chicanos that just began to do other ceremonies with California Native folks.
Yeah, I'm blown away by the long history of danza. I guess for me, I was going through the early photos, and just it's amazing to see like even the how they were like alongside revolucionarios, like the revolutionaries, and some of the early iconic photos. And then I was like, wow, there is this long history that we don't really know about, and it's really important to recover that and to teach it, right?
This is I told my students you're getting a crash Danza 101 here because all the elements are here, all of the history is here. The iconic figures that I never got to meet because they passed away before I came into the danza community, but they're all depicted here in this exhibit.
Did you get a chance to meet some of them and interview some?
Well, yes, some of them I danced with. He was talking. This is like the late 70s and 80s, so I was just a child. But by the 90s, I started dancing in the 90s, mid 90s. And so a lot of the people he mentions, one of them being Chuy Ocelot was one of my teachers, and he's depicted in some of these pictures as well. But we have a lot of the same roots, raíces of danza. So a lot of the Florencio Yescas is the same tradition that I learned through, not directly, but indirectly. And the people that he dances from Mexico that came with Florencio, that was my first teacher in San Jose. So one of the first people that came, he started a group up in San Jose, and so we have, similar.
So they've been crossing borders for a long time, like back and forth.
Yeah,
I love that the transborder and the transborder, dimensions of.
I mean, I think the migration and pilgrimages. One thing I've been learning through danza is the importance of pilgrimages, and so making pilgrimages to sacred sites. But it's not just Mexicans or Nahuas, it's many indigenous people come to these sacred sites for the same reason, and so it's in those moments of pilgrimages that people meet each other, and so we start to see the formation of communities, and
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's just a part of our history.
That's awesome.
Thank you.